All right, good evening, and thank you so much for joining us on ABC24 for your news. We are doing a special extended edition. We're starting at 4:52. The NBA game has ended. I'm Ruben Diaz.
And I'm Pepper Baker. There is a blanket of snow across the Mid-South, and the storm is not over just yet.
Nope.
Now, but first, before we get to our winter weather coverage, we do have breaking news. The NBA has postponed tonight's Minnesota Timberwolves versus Golden State Warriors game, originally scheduled on air right here on ABC24 at 4:30. The league citing safety concerns following a deadly incident and unrest in Minneapolis near the arena. That game is now scheduled to tip off Sunday. We will provide a scheduled update as soon as we get that information.
All right, now let's get back to our winter storm coverage. You see we have a complete live team coverage setup with crews all across the Mid-South. Let's start with meteorologist Kit Thomas with what we've seen so far. And Kit, what's happening now?
Well, we're going to be seeing more of that sleet, freezing rain and snow mix across the Mid-South. We're taking a look from our camera from our friends at the North Mississippi Storm Chasers and Spotters Network. This is Oxford. This is showing that we have a layer of ice on these pine trees. You can see a few of those branches starting to sag, and all of the green, you see just that little sort of haze or edge around them of that white color. That is the ice that has started to accrete on these trees in Oxford. Our Desmond Nugent is in Oxford. We'll hear from him throughout the next couple of hours here. But I also want to show you the Midtown Junction camera from TDOT. Just about 15 minutes ago, this was a pretty clear view. Now we're starting to see a little bit of a glaze of ice on this camera, so there might be a little bit of mist that's starting to mix in and bring some freezing mist here into the Memphis area. Even our East Memphis camera has also glazed up quite a bit, so the ice is just beginning to come down here in Memphis. We've had sleet for most of the day. The airport sensor is still calling it sleet, but it looks like we might start to see a little bit of that freezing drizzle begin to come into the area. Right now it's 28 degrees in Corinth, 30 in Oxford. These are the conditions that are ripe for freezing rain. It's a little dry here in Memphis and much colder as well. So not as major of a risk for that, but of course surface conditions versus the actual visual confirmation is sort of that threshold we've got to really pay attention to. Wind chills also desperately cold out there. We are looking at single-digit wind chills around the area, even Truman down below zero. So what's happening right now is we've got a bit of a dry slot. It's a gap in the radar that we see of the moisture, and we're starting to see that clear out a little bit. We've got that warm air that is coming up over all of this moisture and leading to that melting and then refreezing layer. So we see just a little bit of that here in the Memphis area, but the more severe freezing rain has been down towards Oxford the last several hours, out towards Ripley and up towards Corinth as well. This is where we still have some of that precipitation coming down. Selmer, you're sort of right on the edge of the sleet to freezing rain switch over there. We're going to be keeping an eye on this. I'll give you a look at the forecast because, of course, things have settled down now near Memphis, but we're going to ramp back up here over the next several hours. I'll have that forecast still ahead.
All right, we'll see you then, Kit. Thank you. Beale Street is normally packed with people going in and out of bars and restaurants, but right now it's looking more like a ghost town.
For good reason.
Yes.
It's freezing out there. It's because most people seem to have taken these warnings seriously and they're deciding to stay home. Our Lauren Turman, though, picks up our team coverage live from downtown Memphis. Lauren, what are you seeing?
Well, good evening, Ruben and Pepper. If you had actually been here about 15 minutes ago, you would have seen 15 ATVs doing donuts right here, right outside of Beale Street where we are. So if that goes to show you how much people are enjoying some of the snow day today, well, it shows a lot clearly. Now, I want to walk you through some of what we've been seeing throughout this day. We've been on Beale Street since earlier this morning, surveying things and what we are seeing right now. First of all, of course, you can see a real line of snow right here. The difference between this curb and the ice that I'm pushing down on is several inches. So that just goes to show you how much things are accumulating here downtown. Now, as you can also see by all of this snow, these streets have not been plowed. Beale Street nor any of the surrounding streets in this area have been plowed, except for way on the other side over there near some of the other monuments on the other side of this. Now, walk with me here as I'm going to show you some of these businesses on Beale Street. You mentioned that things are usually very packed and lively out here, especially as people are coming in and out of bars, in and out of restaurants and different stores. But all of these businesses that are surrounding here are closed today. You don't see the cars lining the streets that you normally would be in a typical circumstance or on a normal day here. But so clearly that just goes to show you how much people are taking things seriously, how they're staying home, or if you do see a few people on Beale Street, they're really just walking around today. Again, it is worth mentioning that none of the surrounding areas we've been in, except for one street on the opposite side of Beale Street, have been plowed so far. So not the best driving conditions. Things might be a little bit unsafe for anybody who's hitting the road. We've been urging that everybody stay home, and some of the other national services and agencies have also been discouraging people from driving today. But as you can see around me here, you said it, it's a ghost town. There's clearly a lot of snow. Things have been falling very quickly. Sleet mix, we've been hearing that, of course, from our meteorologist as well. And we will keep on looking at this area, trying to talk to people and seeing why they've decided to come out here if they are, or even just seeing if some of these restaurants and bars that are nearby and may be open are seeing anybody here tonight, and I'll be sure to keep you updated. But for now, live from downtown Memphis, I'm Lauren Turman, ABC24 News.
All right, thanks a lot, Lauren, actually with a good demonstration of just how much snow has accumulated in downtown. Now, people who rely on one food service delivery company will have to find another option during this winter storm. DoorDash has suspended all deliveries in Memphis and the surrounding areas until at least tomorrow morning, but that could change depending on the conditions tomorrow. The company plans to have drivers back out dashing once the roads are safe again. We've reached out to Uber Eats to find out if they have any plans to cancel during this storm.
Now we are continuing our team coverage in Dyer County, where that area has gotten several inches of snow.
ABC24's Ezekiel Telemaco is in Dyersburg and has been monitoring the conditions since the snow started. He joins us now live. Ezekiel?
That's right, Ruben. The conditions have just been getting, it kind of feels a little bit better if you look up at the sky, but if you look down at the ground, it's actually a lot more icy, and that's because of how cold it is right now in Dyer County. And if you look around me, I mean, if you just see the flag, can you point to this flag real quick? It's still really windy as well. So we're continuing to monitor this situation, and it's very, very dangerous when it comes to driving. We have seen the Tennessee Department of Transportation with their plows, we didn't see that yesterday, but we have started to see that today. They have gone up and down this street to the right of me, but just be careful, because earlier this morning there was a fatality in this city, so you just have to be really cautious when it comes to driving. Live, I'm Ezekiel Telemaco.
You certainly do. Good information there, Ezekiel. Thank you. Here's a look at the flyover, and as you can see, no one is on the roads.
Yeah, the roads were pretty empty when I made my way into work as well. And hopefully people continue to stay off those roads and let TDOT and RDOT and all those other crews do their job. We'll be back as soon as we say that.
Yeah.
They come
Here
out.
comes the rush.
Now they're coming. We'll be back right after. Listen to us. We'll be back after the break.